Hi friends, so today we are going to begin your guided reading for the week. And this week for guided reading, we are going to be talking about shapes. So let's begin by thinking about all of the shapes that you know. Let's think.
It's fine. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to help you
Now,
understand. However you want to do
there's circles, squares, triangles, rectangles, ovals, hearts, and those are just to name a few. Maybe you could add more to the list. But those are just some of the shapes that we might be talking about today. So we have circles, squares, triangles, rectangles, ovals, and hearts. So let's take a look at your book, and I'm going to pull it up on my screen, but you should have a copy as well. So let's take a look at this book. This is the front cover, and this is the back cover. So if we would fold it, you'd see front and back. Let's read the title. Shapes in Nature. And teeny tiny print down here, written by Russ Buick. What do you think this book will be about? Well, the title is Shapes in Nature, and we just talked about shapes. So, could it be about finding shapes? And I see a bug here, and bugs are found in nature. So maybe we're going to talk about shapes that we see. So let's keep that in mind. And we're going to see this sentence over and over again in this book. It's called repetitive text, so that we can practice building reading fluency, which is very important. So you're going to see this sentence a lot. I see a, and then we fill in the blank, shape. I see a shape. And we're going to fill in that word as we go. So it might be, I see a round shape. I see a heart shape. We will practice that. So go ahead and practice saying that. I'll say it, then you say it. I see a shape. Let's say it together. I see a shape. Now you say it. All right, good job, friends. Now, we're going to see these words throughout the book. Good readers visualize or make pictures in their mind. And I want you to do that as you read, because this helps you recognize the topic of the book or what the book is about. And sometimes visualization does not match what the pictures are in the book, and that's okay. So, when I visualize when I'm reading a book, I often stop to create a picture in my mind of what the author is describing. So, the title of this book is Shapes in Nature, and on the cover, I see a black and red bug on a leaf. And this bug has some really cool black spots on its red body. Now, I'm going to stop and think about what I visualize when I think about the words shapes in nature. Well, I see a tall tree with thick branches hanging out of the bottom and thinner branches reaching out from the top. And from a distance, the tree kind of looks like a triangle. And that's a shape in nature, just like the black shapes on that bug's back. And I'm interested to see what other shapes this author is going to show while we read. So why don't you take a moment and draw a picture of a tree as I described in this Think Aloud. A tree, stick at the bottom, thin at the top, and looks like a triangle. Go ahead and take a moment. You can pause this to draw that tree.
I knew that, but what I didn't know and what I'm really trying to ask is something else.
All right, so let's read the title again. Shapes in Nature. I want you to think about one shape you have seen outside, and I want you to draw that on another piece of paper. So visualize that shape that you saw outside and draw it.
Perfect. So, go ahead.
So as you read, I want you to use this reading strategy and any other reading strategies to help you with this. So most books have a main idea or big idea, a topic, something that we're going to talk about the whole way through. And the title is often a clue about what that book's main idea will be. So, Shapes in Nature. Let's make a prediction about what this book will be about based on that title. Shapes in Nature. Go ahead, think about it. So I think the main idea is going to be that there are many shapes in nature. There are many shapes in nature. Go ahead and read that with me. There are many shapes in nature. Now read it to yourself. Very good. Okay. So the main ideas of this book is that there are many shapes in nature. And I know the book will have details that will help to explain this main idea. And the details are those extra little bits of information or descriptions that help us as the readers understand the main idea of the book. So on the cover, I see a bug with patterns on its back, and the pattern is made of shapes. What shapes do you see on this bug's back? I see some circles near the back end of its back. I see a triangle right in the center, and some others in there too. And these are shapes that are made in nature. Since this helps explain the main idea of the book, I know that one detail is that the shapes made in the pattern on a bug's back are some of the many shapes you can find in nature. So think about those shapes that we visualized earlier. That tree that I talked about, the picture that you drew. I'd like you to think about that and tell me how you think that can support the main idea of this book. So some vocabulary words that you're going to see throughout this book. Circle. Circle. Can you show me the circle in this picture? Can you draw a circle in the air with your finger? The word circle starts with the letter C. So you always look at the picture and the letters with which a word begins or ends to figure out a difficult word. So let's look at this word, O-V-A-L. So I'm going to check the picture, which looks like a lemon or a weird orange. I'm not entirely sure. That's an odd picture, isn't it? It's some kind of fruit. And let's think. So I see it's kind of round. but the word starts with an O. Starts with an O sound. And I know that circles are round, but circle starts with not O. So it can't be. And an oval is a shape that's kind of like a circle, but it's a little more stretched out. And the word oval starts with O, so that makes sense that this would be an oval. So use the clues, friends. So I want you to read to discover some of the many types of natural shapes, and the details will support the main idea of the book. So I'd like you to go to the beginning of your book, the first page, and let's read this title one more time. Shapes in Nature, written by Russ Buock. And let's go to page 3. Can you point to the first word on page 3? And remember to read from left to right. So we start here and we go this way. Can you put your finger in the bottom corner where the page number is? This says 3. I'd like you to read pages 3, 4, and 5, then stop. And you can pause this while you read. All right, so you should have read pages 3, 4, and 5. Now, let's think about this. On page 3, I read that the narrator sees a circle shape. In the picture on this page, the circle shape is a bird's eye. However, when I read the sentence, I think of the round sun in the sky. Both the bird's eye and the sun have a circle shape. Remember, what you visualize is on the basis of the words you read and what you see in your head, not the picture on the page. So maybe what you visualize will match the picture in the book, and maybe it will be completely different, and that's okay. So I want you to close your book and cover up the picture on page 4. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. And I'm going to read the text, and I want you to visualize what the picture might be. So I see a square shape. That is the text. I want you to visualize a square shape in nature. And I want you to draw that picture in your head on a piece of paper. So there are many shapes in nature. And does a mountain look like a triangle? It could. It could also have a little square to it.
It was 275, so 3. You sure? Yeah, 275. He said 275, and then whatever the tax was. Oh.
So on a new piece of paper, I would like you to draw this diagram. At the top, it says main idea. There are many shapes in nature. That is our main idea, like we've said. And there are 4 boxes that say detail. And in the first detail box, and you can just draw straight down and across on a piece of paper, so you have 4 boxes. And in the first box, I would like you to write Triangle Mountain. I'll write that here. Triangle Mountain. Let's read that together. Triangle Mountain. So I would like you to draw a picture that goes with these words. Triangle Mountain. So write the Triangle Mountain in your word box and draw a picture to go with them. All right. Now you can pause this video to read the rest of the book, and then come back whenever you are done. All right, so the sentence on the last page reads, I see shapes. After reading about so many specific examples of shapes in nature, I can visualize a whole crowd of shapes I might see in the outside world. I see a wavy river that sparkles. I see a square house made of red bricks. I see a star shining in the sky. And I see a triangular pyramid. What kind of shapes do you see? I'd like you to take a minute and write and draw in your detail boxes 3 more shapes. They do not have to be from the book. They can be anything of shapes in nature. So our main idea, one last time, there are many shapes in nature. So what were some details that you wrote on your worksheet or drew? And in the book, you saw many examples of shapes that appear naturally in the outside world. Did you think these photographs were beautiful? How do the shapes help make these natural objects beautiful? Why do you think we study shapes in the classroom? All right, friends, that ends our guided reading lesson for today. Have a great day.